Welcome to Historybusters Timeline of Truth. We are currently at the world's longest timeline. Here to talk about three words that people seem to be confusing a lot. The words million, billion, and trillion. We hear all the time about people wanting to win that $1 million lottery. We know that we're spending about $1 billion a day on the war, and our country is currently $1 trillion in deficit. But what does a million, a trillion, and a billion look like when it comes to time? Well, it takes about 2 years to have 1 million minutes. So if you look on our timeline here, you see these two little itty bitty spaces. That represents 2 years. It's about the size of my fingernail. That's 2 million minutes. It also means that if you are currently 10 years old, you can go around saying that I'm 5 million minutes old. If you're 30 years old, you've been alive about 15 million minutes. And to be honest, I'm not going to tell you how many million minutes I've been alive. Now, what does a billion minutes look like? Well, a billion minutes takes about 2,000 years. That means that at the time that Christ was on the earth, here in the 1st century, that was about 2,000 years ago. So a billion minutes looks like this time period, 20 of these sheets of paper, 20 centuries worth. That's a billion minutes. So to compare them again, you've got 20 centuries, that's 1 billion minutes. 2 years, that's 1 million minutes. And what does a trillion minutes look like? Well, for 1 trillion minutes, you need 2 million years. That's about the time mankind first showed up on the planet. And I gotta be honest with you folks, this timeline doesn't even go back that far. It's a world record timeline, and it does not go back 2 million years. In order to really visualize 1 trillion minutes, you'd have to have 100 of these timelines. So that's the real difference, folks. 1 million minutes is about this big. 1 billion minutes is 20 of these. But 1 trillion minutes would be 100 of these timelines. It's a huge difference, so think about it. The next time you hear a politician start talking about spending another billion, million, or trillion dollars. Thank you very much. This is from Historybusters. If you want to find out more, go to www.navigatinglife.org. Have a great one.
Wonderful.